Thank you, Stone, and of course all of us send our thoughts and prayers to the people down along the Gulf Coast. Under caution here at Chicagoland, Matt Kenseth leads Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Rusty Wallace. Let's go down to Marty Snyder.
Bill Carl Edwards began his career driving a Ford F-150 for Roush Racing in the Craftsman Truck Series. Winning the 2003 Rookie of the Year there. This year he won his first Busch and Cup races when he doubled at Atlanta, becoming the first ever driver to win his first career Busch and Cup races on the same weekend. And then his second Cup race last month at Pocono. A former substitute teacher who seems to have found a future here in NASCAR, helping to make Ford built for the road ahead. Currently his teammate, Matt Kenseth, leads the field here at Chicago, Bill.
Thank you, Marty. Well, let's go through a few things here. This is the first race since Las Vegas last season that Matt Kenseth led more than 100 laps. He's led 123 of the 267 today. Now, this is on pit road moments ago.
Jeff Gordon had the left side jacked up, and they're, I don't know what they're changing, but making some serious changes to the suspension in the 24.
He's 29th right now. And they work on that. Ricky Rudd, who was running up front, got a speeding penalty. He will drop to the end of the longest line.
Man.
Matt Kenseth is the race leader. Earnhardt Jr. up to third. Jimmy Johnson 17th. And the pace car will bring them around out of turn 4. And Matt will take them to the green flag. 48 to go. And you're really going to be just ultra sensitive about your tires at this point after seeing what's happened to these guys.
I think so. I mean, now you know there's an issue. So if you feel something, you really need to come in.
Kenseth sets sail toward turn 1, and Tony Stewart looks inside.
Jeff Burton, who's still trying to get a lap back in that 31 car. Greg Biffle on the outside of Rusty Wallace for the 5th position.
Stewart needs to get around Burton quick here. He doesn't want to lose touch with the leader.
And I don't think we can settle the tire issue, but we can certainly discuss it. Ben, you think this is different from what you were talking about at Michigan? When guys felt that they had a tire problem, there's the 20 past Burton.
It appears to be because the tires were just wearing out and they felt like they had a flat tire,
right,
and it wasn't flat. Today, when they're having problems and they feel something, they're eventually blowing the tires.
Boy, Tony Stewart looks like he was real happy with the 31 car there. I saw a fish come out the window, I'm pretty sure.
From Tony?
Yeah.
Has to take that car from last to first.
Jeff Burton should have gave more of a break, he thinks.
Again, Tony Stewart lost his primary car here on Friday. This is a backup car qualified by J.J. Yaley, and Matt from last to second.
What a wonderful performance for this team. The entire team got together. This team running very well. Now, you were talking about maybe the fist out the window. Now, that would correlate with what Stewart said on the radio, that someone gave me a very bad chop block.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy right there.
And behind these two, Dale Earnhardt Jr. started 25th. Jr. up to 15th in the championship standings, just 55 points out of that 400-point mark. Marty?
Bill, Michael Waltrip and his guys had a really good car. You'd been talking vibration for a good 20 laps, though, hadn't you?
Well, it shook from the time they said go. When the green flag came out, I shook all the way to turn 1, and then it was the rest of the way. The whole run, no worse, no different. Then finally it broke, busted the right front tire. We've been leaking air out of the left front for some reason, tearing up right rear, so the right front was a little bit of a surprise for me. The Napa Best Western Oreo cookie Domino's Klausner Chevy was good. I have to say all that every now and then.
Is it just the points you just can't chance coming in?
Oh, I would have come in, but Marty, you got to understand, when they restarted, it was shaking, and it shook that way. no worse, no different. The times were fine, and then bam, it would just blow out. Before that, it was perfectly smooth, and then it would start shaking, and then we'd have a low left front. So just, 2 weeks in a row, we've gotten put on our ears over this, and it stinks because we got a good team, but it pretty much writes off a chase bid. But by gosh, we can still win some races.
This is a really tough break because these guys really did have an excellent car today.
Thanks, Marty. Kyle Busch going the wrong way back to 17th, Alan.
Yeah, Kyle and his team were talking on the radio right after that last pit stop about contact on pit road and some right front fender damage. With that little skirmish we were talking about among ourselves between Rusty Wallace and Greg Biffle. And well, very frankly, he's been very emotional on the radio using the word junk to describe his race car. His crew chief, Alan Gustafson, being the lead cheerleader, saying, hang on to it, do the best you can. We'll get another caution. We'll get in here and fix it, and then we'll go back to the front.
It didn't look like there was any contact between the 5 and Rusty Wallace when they came off pit road.
No, it was awfully close.
Yeah.
But it didn't look like there was any contact. Right, Benny?
Pit road was a very crowded place, as it has been throughout the day. Now let's take you back there and show you what we're talking about. This is under caution.
There we see the 16 and the 2 coming down pit road
Now
as they follow 29. Now watch the 5 come out.
I don't believe they hit each other.
It just doesn't look like it.
And
But maybe he did.
Biffle and Rusty almost got together.
They were even closer.
Yes, they were.
That was even worse.
Maybe he did hit the left side of Greg Biffle's car. I don't know. He knows better than we do.
I was going to say, the next guy you should ask would be Biffle. But he's busy right now. Marty?
Well, for whatever it's worth, Bill, Biffle says they did make contact. It was in his door area, but he wasn't terribly worried about it because it wasn't going to affect his race car. He said there was contact on pit road.
Okay, then it knocked the right front fender on that 5 car. And folks, you can see just how sensitive the front fenders are on these race cars.
Matt, how about Rusty?
Bill, once he got off pit road, he called on the radio to owner Roger Penske. He said, did you see the race off pit road? Was that not nuts? But Roger said, the good thing, you were very cautious. We're looking at another good day. Maybe our 3rd straight top 10 finish. Rusty used to run these same MGD colors, had a lot of success. 120 top 10 finishes from 1994 to 96. He may have another one today.
Rusty could be looking at his 3rd straight top 5. He's got back-to-back top 5s for the first time since last spring. And what did he do after he got those first 2 back-to-back top 5s? He won at Martinsville.
Battle for 3rd position. 16 of Greg Biffle, the 8 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Give it to Biffle.
When we were in Vancouver with Biffle, he said we could talk to him under green, but this probably isn't the right time, huh?
Would be a good time.
So Biffle up to 3rd. Junior behind him, everybody chasing Matt Kenseth. He's led 162 laps so far today, hoping to lead the last one. Beginning next Saturday, NBC tees it up for a fun-filled weekend of celebrity golf at the 16th Annual American Century Championship. Some of your favorite sports legends will be there. Michael Jordan, John Elway, Charles Barkley, plus some other guys like Donald Trump and Ray Romano. That's the American Century Championship. Coverage begins next Saturday, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, right here on NBC. Matt Kenseth continues to lead over Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, Earnhardt Jr., and Kurt Busch. Kevin Harvick came to pit road for what appeared to be a tire issue, lost a lead lap, fell from 5th to 30th.
Tough break.
Alan, how about the 29?
Well, we were just talking about this a few minutes ago, guys. Kevin Harvick thought he had a right side tire going down. They've checked the tires over. So far, they haven't found a problem.
But what did he do, Wally?
Well, the thing is, like I said earlier, now these guys are seeing all their buddies hitting the wall because of tire issues, so they're paying attention to it. Now, if they feel something, they're coming in to be sure because they don't want to hit the walls, Robbie.
Robbie Gordon
was smoking pretty badly on the apron 3 and 4, but I think he was off the racing surface.
We stay green. This is a pass-through penalty because Gordon was on pit road a moment ago. Too fast on pit road. He was too fast entering pit road. So now a pass-through penalty.
55 miles per hour.
And it's electronic.
It's electronic. There is no guesswork.
Which I love.
And it's so hard.
Till I get caught.
I was going to say. Wait till the Glen. See if you still love it. Jimmy Johnson has worked his way up to 12.
Jeremy Mayfield on the inside of Rusty Wallace. Brian Vickers at 25 behind them. That's a battle for the 7th position. Give it to Jeremy.
So about these tires, we've got guys really concerned about them. And now we've got a Michigan Chicagoland combo platter. Now I'm thinking I'm feeling it, but I really am feeling it, so I'm going to go get them changed.
Yeah.
Let's get an update on Sterling Marlin, Marty.
Well, and Bill, the day started to look good for Sterling. They had the car right where he wanted, had moved up close to the top 10, was running 13th, radio the crew last lap. Engine starting to go bad. They're going to come to pit road, check to make sure it's not a spark plug wire, but he is definitely on 7 cylinders and thinks the engine is blowing up.
Oh, me. Just when things start looking good.
Mark's going to work on Rusty here.
Caution flag is out. Debris. Caution for debris. 24 laps to go.
Now the strategy stuff is really going to play out.
This is exactly what you're talking about. Do they no tires? Do they stay out? Change 2 tires, 4 tires? And Robbie Reiser and Matt Kenseth, they did not want to see a caution flag.
And you talked at the beginning of the day about track position being.
Got to think that 17 car is going to stay right where he's at.
I could probably be just a little tighter on exit.
Well, like I said, they may just take 4.
Behind her, probably.
Oh, boy.
If he comes in, there's going to be people that won't.
Right. The guys in the back have a lot to gain.
And that's the thing. When you're the leader, you're the sitting duck, because whatever you do, everybody's going to do the opposite.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting. Alan, what do you know?
Well, just thinking about.
We'll get back to that.
Alan was thinking about something.
He had a thought.
I think his battery went down.
And it was so strong.
I probably put fuel in it, Robbie, just because of our problem. Yeah, 10-4.
Our problem. You back, AB?
All right, sorry about that. A little technical difficulty there on my part. Remember, we were just talking about how that 47, 48 lap run to the finish was going to make some people uncomfortable on tires. If you've had a car as good as Matt Kenseth's all day, I wouldn't take the chance. I'd come in and get 4 tires. Wouldn't you, Wally?
I wouldn't, Alan.
No?
Just because of the track position thing we talked about, it's so important to be in that clean air. And I just think I think track position's everything right now. What do you think, Matt?
Pit road's open, but there's some debate on the 20. They're going, well, track position is so important. We didn't see anybody make a huge charge up through the field with fresher tires in the last run. They're waiting to see what the leader does.
I bet Stewart does the opposite of the 17.
Kevin Harvick is the lucky dog. Here they come.
Nope, Stewart's coming.
And everybody. So who was the first car? No one. Here comes
here we
somebody.
come. Matt, how about the 20 pit stop?
He said, here we come. The back end, though, a little nervous on that last run. Zippy's going to try to fix it with an air pressure adjustment. Marty.
Greg Biffle, bottom of your screen, told us, guys, listen, I need a good stop. I want the tearaway pulled off. 4 tires, half pound out of the left rear tire, just a little bit tight. Alan?
Talked about it before. Matt Kenseth's crew has held the lead on pit stops all day. See some 2-tire stops going on here. Kenseth is down and away and headed back out behind some other guys, Dave.
Casey Mears gives up 6th position for 4 tires. A little bit more air in the right rear. His car was just pushing toward the wall a bit too much. He's out.
And Jimmy Johnson, evidently 2 tires. He comes out in front of Kenseth.
8 spots he picked up.
And we had guys in the grass getting off of pit road.
Yeah, Vickers, I believe, had to take to the grass.
He took a 2-tire stop for Brian Vickers.
Lots of 2-tire stops.
This definitely shakes things up.
Yeah. And this is what we thought would happen if the caution came out.
Right.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll straighten it out. We'll take you to the checkered flag. There are 22 laps to go in Joliet.